Tactile Tactics here. Yesterday, Blizzard dropped the Phase 1 part of the Dragonflight patch, and with it came a number of significant changes, mainly to the UI and the heads-up display. Additionally, now for each class of character, that is, let me stand corrected, for each race of character, rogues, mages, and priests are now available. Which means that I now can create a Draenei rogue, which I've never been able to do before. Draenei, of course, are my favorite characters. So for our example this morning, I created a Lightforged Draenei rogue, and we're going to go in and look at some of the HUD and UI changes and see if I can make some sense out of them for you. So before we do, let me show you a couple of changes on the outside here. So obviously one of the things that changes right away is all of the add-ons need to be updated. Now, just to avoid having to do that right away, I've disabled all of the add-ons. But one of the things that I've used since I became aware of it is the ElvUI. I really like that as a replacement to the standard WoW UI. But now I think I can recreate that in the standard UI. So that's what I'm going to try and do this morning. And let's go ahead and jump into this character. This is my Lightforged Draenei, and I'm going to just use this as our example. Now, one of the things you'll notice right off is that my whatever you call this portrait has been moved down to the lower corner here, or the lower area here, which I like a lot better. Let's look at some of the standard options first. You'll notice that a lot of these options have changed, and we're just going to do some quick updates to them. I'm going to add some action bars, bar 2 and bar 3. These are not where I want the bars, but we'll deal with that. You'll also notice that system graphics and audio are now located here under options. You don't have to go out to the character selection screen. One of the things I really like is that my sound devices I can select differently for the different type of things. So my output device should actually be for voice chat, should be my chat channel, and my microphone needs to be the chat mic. And I can even change the audio output device from game to my system or whatever. And since I'm using this Helicon Go XLR mixer, this really becomes handy. So I really like that. So we're going to close that now that we've added a couple of action bars. We're going to close this and see what we can do with the UI by going into edit mode here. So depending on what I have checked off in the HUD edit mode, I can show or not show different frames. So here's the party frame over here. I can hide it now while I'm in edit mode. If I want to move that, it's simply a matter of picking up and dragging and dropping. And I do want to move that because this is where I like to have my party frames when I'm healing and so on. I don't know that that's that important for non-healing class like this rogue, but that illustrates how to move it. And I can change the party frames to be raid frame style rather than party frames. We also have raid frames, so on. So you can check those as we wish. We'll just reset it to its default position. And what I'm interested in here are my my chat channels here. I'm going to, let me get out of here real quickly. Oh, here, before we do, let me close that. So if you really like the old style, you can go to the classic style, and there we have everything changes back to the way that it was. And here is the modern style with our target focus and our party frames here. One of the things that I'm going to change is the size of my chat channel, and I'm going to move that up to there, and close that for now. And now let's work with our action bars. So we have a lot of options here. We can change this orientation, we can change the number of rows. I'm going to change it to 2. And I'm going to move that to the location that I want it, which is right here. And we'll do the same thing for our other action bar. Now these are not snapping exactly like I would like them to. Oh. I have too many rows there. Two rows, not 3. But we'll manage. So there we go. Action bar 2. And let's save that. I think everything else is the way that I want it. Here's my cast bar. Is underneath the character. That's nice. Extra abilities underneath the character. Talking head model is there. Vehicle exit button there. My buffs and debuff frames are at the top where we're used to seeing them. So let's go ahead and save that, and we're going to save that. Oh, I should have done this first. Select a new layout, so we'll save that as you know what, before I do that, I'm going to cancel that. First thing I'm going to do is export to share it, which copies it to the clipboard. And now, just in case I lose these things, I want to do new layout. I wasn't sure what I was doing there. File tactics. Let's save that. And it saved everything the way I wanted it to. All right, so let's exit out of edit mode. I am going to add one more thing here. I can get to edit mode here, by the way, and create a new window. We're going to call this loot XP. And this is not new. These are just settings that tell us what's going to be displayed in this. Window. So what other? I want item loot, money loot, currency, and I do want Blizzard service alerts and experience. So say OK. And now I'm going to drag that window over here. Change the size a bit. I should actually, because I'm sort of anal retentive, making sure that size is the same. So save that there. And now this looks a lot like my ElvUI. Let's just go back into edit mode real quickly. There's our quest list. I'm satisfied with that. So let's go ahead and share, copy to clipboard. just to be sure that it worked, let's go ahead and exit out. And we'll come back in. No, didn't save it. So let's just see if we go into edit mode why that is. Oh, because it reverted to modern for whatever reason. And it didn't save our layout at all. So let's go. No, I'm going to do import. I'll put my import text in there, which I copied earlier to the clipboard. The one thing that isn't complete is the size of this, and I think that was because, oops. I grabbed it. And I wonder if we can make this. No, can't make it now. Let's go ahead and save that. And you know what I'm going to do this time? I'm going to exit all the way out. And then come back in. Not sure when this gets written to the Blizzard folders. It might be on exit, so that was why I exited all the way out. I think it should have resolved it when I went to the login screen, but it didn't seem to do that. So let's see what we have here. Yep, that way it saved it, and it looks the way that I want it to. So there we have it. One caution there is that you probably may have to exit all the way out to save the changes. I'm not sure really. I'll play with that a little bit more and give you an update when I find out whether that's true or not. But for now, folks, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, some of those HUD changes. Hope this has been informative to you. And as always, until the next time,
may your days be long and your hardships few.
This is Tactile Tactics signing off.